I've had 3 consulting assignments at Dell Computer. And one of the first things I learned when I went in there for the first project was they have a set of meeting rooms. Okay. Those meeting rooms are scheduled on 55-minute centers. Matter of fact, you have to go through training to be a meeting conductor. You have to have an agenda. You have to have a list of attendees who are there because they're stakeholders. You have to have someone keeping the time, and you have to have someone keeping the meeting on track. Those people all had to be there before the meeting could start. And when you walked into a room at 12:00 and you were going to be done by 12:55, it was a structured meeting that got everything done and got all the action items assigned. And of course, they got the action item status from the previous meeting. And you walked out there, it was another one of those hours where it just flashed by. And you walked away with a to do list that you're going to be held accountable for. If people are having meetings where the stakeholders are not in the room or there's no personal accountability, the meeting's a waste of time. It's just it doesn't have an output. It just ends when everybody gets frustrated and everybody's okay. I gotta go. I got another meeting. That's usually the ending of most meetings. So I structure them and I hold people accountable. The meeting organizer has got to keep the agenda going. The scribe has got to keep good minutes, and everybody has to be accountable for the action items. Genuine dialogue is the method of communication that you and I often use. We look at each other, and when you're speaking, when you are making a point, I'm looking at you. You're the only thing that's important at that moment. I'm completely immersed in what you're saying. I'm not thinking about the ball game tonight. I'm not thinking about my kids. I'm thinking about what you're saying. And when you're done, I will frequently say, well, Devin, is this what I'm understanding you're saying? That's confirmation. That means that what you just said was important to me. And whether you're a business leader or just talking with another person, this is crucial to how we communicate. Today, there's no real communication. They're giving you a lecture. But whether you're utilizing that data is not always important to them. Matter of fact, it can be trivial as long as they get to speak their mind. So let's do a reset. The next time you talk to someone, listen to them attentively, like they are the most important person in the room. I worked with a company that makes custom doors and windows, okay? And they would install these very expensive windows and doors in millionaires' homes. And their last impression was of the workers leaving dust on their Persian rugs. And so, regardless of how wonderful the windows were, I made them do customer surveys. I made the CEO go and talk to the customers. And they said, well, the windows are great, but your guy tramped up my garden and he left dirt on my Persian rugs. I think the satisfied customer has to be polled frequently. Your customer base has to be interviewed frequently, whether you do it with report cards or whether you do it formally with a sit down. Your company is a ticking time bomb, whether you know it or not. There's another legal term called foreseeable risk. Foreseeable risk is defined as a conscious state that any person should have about what they're introducing into the stream of commerce. They should be aware of what that product is and how it can be used. The owner of the business has to do diligence of what his product is going to be used for, how it's going to be used. And something I love to teach, I have stupid proofing meetings, right? Because almost every lawsuit I've been involved with is someone using a marginal product badly. So having a stupid proofing session with your company is something every entrepreneur's got to do. I was very fortunate that I heard President Kennedy say we were going to the moon when I was a junior in high school. And on my 19th birthday, I packed up my car and left my home in Brooklyn and drove to Houston, put myself through college, had a full-time job, and pestered enough people until I got a job at Mission Control, which was my goal. And I stayed there for 14 years, realizing that goal. So my advice is, first of all, to have a vision. So whatever it is that drive you, and I know way too many young people don't even know what they want to be when they grow up. Well, take it from me. I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up. I'm still working on that. But I have a vision. And that vision is to impart to everyone who will listen the lessons I've learned and don't make the mistakes that I've made. Once you get your teeth into something and it's your passion, then do everything in your power to realize that passion. I mean, NASA was hiring all the time when I moved to Houston, but I really had to work hard to get that first job. So, whatever your passion is, pursue it. And then understand that from your age today to where I am in my 70s, you really don't have to declare what you want to be when you grow up. You just have to do the milestones in between.